Alright folks, welcome back to the channel. It's opening day of deer season here in Georgia. We finally made it out on the river. I got out here yesterday afternoon, but I was trying to beat the rain. You know, so I didn't do no recording when I got here yesterday. So I just got out here, put up my camp, and it rained just about all night last night. But anyhow, so I'm gonna go to the spot I'm in. But anyhow, this little spot I'm in, if I can keep this camera from falling over. A couple weeks ago I was out here and I found a pretty good size persimmon tree that was dropping. So I'm hoping it's still dropping. I'm gonna go in here and sit down for a little while. If I don't see any sign around that tree, once it gets good daylight, I'll probably walk around and just ease around and find something. Cause the spot that I want to go to, I need to find it in the daytime to try to find me a better trail to get through the swamp with. Because if you just go off of the map or whatever like I normally do, you're going to end up in some deep holes, and I ain't wanting to swim this morning. I don't want to try to be quiet as I can, because I'm not going to hear anything walk up. But I got that persimmon's right there. That's it right there. It's done dropped about 10 times since I got up the tree. I'm kinda, you see, I'm sitting on my platform. I'm just in a small tree. I climbed up. I got the platform tied to this, and all my ropes is behind me. I'm tied off. Once I get ready to get down, I'll turn it back on and show you this little setup a little better, but I had to put my camera arm down low. So if something walks in, it's going to be kind of hard to get any kind of footage, which is, I mean, you can see it's thick all around me, except for right there. Alright, here's the tree I was sitting in. I put one stick halfway up right here. I had my camera and all was hooked to this part here, and I put my platform on that little limb there. Wasn't very high off the ground, but it gave me a good 15-yard shot. So, like I said, there's plenty of persimmons here. And we got so much rain last night, so I can't really tell if there's any fresh sign or if it's all been washed out. I mean, yes, I can see, I don't know, there was like a pretty fresh deer track right there. This wind may have screwed me up today, because it was twirling around big time. But that did look like a fairly fresh deer track, maybe after the rain some point. Yeah. These deer might have been in here whenever I walked down in here this morning. I said there's a ton. There's a pile of persimmons on the ground. But anyhow, I'm fixing to grab my bag. I'm going to do like a little loop right here. I'm not going to go too far. I'm going to get to the boat and try to get a game plan together for this afternoon. I'm gonna go out here right out behind camp. A couple weeks ago when we was out here, we found some there was some persimmons back down in here, but I seen a bunch of oaks. I'm gonna go check on all these trees and see if I can't find us some fresh hog rootings right here. See if I can't find something down in here to set up on. I think I found where I want to sit at. It took me a little bit to figure out exactly which tree I wanted to sit in. I'm gonna climb up this one right here. But that white oak right there is dropping some, and there's quite a bit of tracks underneath it. About, I say 50 yards that way, there's a persimmon tree that has some sign underneath it. But there's a trail that comes from that persimmon tree. It goes down into the big swamp there. Then it winds off and goes back that way. You can see there's a little creek thing right here. There's some deer going. There's another white oak dropping over there. I was torn in between sitting at that tree and this right here, but everything kind of like the high ground kind of points off right here behind me. And when you get back there, it starts getting real muddy. I think I've got to admit that I screwed up this year and have not got in this tree saddle and got in shape at all. You know, and it took me a lot longer than it normally does to get set up. I think I may have got a little too high. And the bad thing is I'm not but maybe 12 feet. But I done got so high up. I have very limited visibility. It's gonna be hard to see anything, especially back behind me right here. It's real thick back there. This morning we're going into an area that I've never been to. After the slow start of the season, and it's seeming like my areas are blowed out, I decided, you know what, take your time when you leave camp this morning, do some scouting, and maybe walk up on some hogs or try to sneak up on a deer or something. But I don't know how, according to the map, and then according to the map, there's a creek that runs through here. But I don't know how deep it is or nothing like that, so I may or may not be able to cross this creek. So I can make it a bigger walk. So it may only take me an hour or so to make this chunk of land. We've come up to where that creek that I was talking about cuts the land off, and then there's a high ground. It's about 50 yards wide. And you can see that. That's their trail right there. This is a very, very good funnel, especially when the pressure on the mainland starts happening, because it's a big old chunk of land out here on this oxbow. It's real big. You can come set up on this trail right here and catch them trying to get on and off of this oxbow, this big chunk of land right here. And this is the only way to get on and off of it, by land anyways. I mean, to be quite honest, look at this. It's one heck of a trail. I got the wind blowing off of the river right now. If I had me a good spot to set up over there, I'd find somewhere to set up. But with all these tracks I'm seeing, there's gotta be more critters on this chunk of land back here. So I'm gonna get quiet. Get back on that piece of land. And I may do like some zigzagging to get back towards the boat. Come to the next spot. This will probably be the last place that I do any scouting in. And I'm gonna get back to the camp and get my camp packed up so I can get back to the house. If I can get back to the house and get what I need done at the house done, I'm gonna try to go back to the woods somewhere this afternoon. Like I said, I'm gonna do a quick walk around out here. This place, I've been here before, but it's been a while. It's been a long time. And it was somewhat flooded the last time I was out here. I've never been through here with it not being flooded, so just want to look, see how it looks. Maybe I can find me a good spot to try to come do a day hunt or something like that. Because one of these days, I start dragging the kids out here now that the season's open. We can break out the old crossbow and see if we can't get them on some hogs and deer. I missed him. By the time I went to shoot, he turned to the right. He caught me. He was over there to begin with. He walked through and he started coming to me. If I'd could have got ready in time, I could have shot that hog right there. Because he turned broadside right there. Then he got behind this tree. So I stood up. And he was fixing to go down that edge right there. Go down. And I shot and it went right beside him. Because he was walking at an angle. And then when I shot, he turned. I don't think I ever find that air. Because it sounded like it ricocheted. But I mean, dang. That's a white hog. It's a big old boar hog, too. Let me see if I can find this arrow. As much as these daggum arrows cost nowadays, I need this. I got a few more hogs up here in front of me, but I got a bad wind. It'd be hard to sneak up here on these hogs with my wind that I got. I think they just caught my wind. Trying to see which way they're running. Yeah, they just caught my wind in. They started crossing right there. They went over that log. When I was back there, my wind was blowing down this point. It was blowing down it. I come over here to this side, now it's blowing this way. Alright, the hogs is up and moving for sure. Dang it. It's the only bad thing I hate about these swamps is the wind blows all different kind of directions out here. It's hard to get a consistent wind. Like now it's blowing in my face. When I was up on top of this wall ago, it was blowing down it. Alright, we're gonna ease on, see if we can find some more. Alright, that's gonna be it for this portion of the video. You know, and I'm fixing to get all this stuff right here packed up, get my camp packed up, and then get out of here before that rain comes in. I said once I get home, I may go to the woods this afternoon, but more likely this is gonna be the end of the video. We still had a good weekend. Got to get out, get away from work, get out here in the woods. This morning I did have the opportunity with some hogs, but I screwed that up. Made a bad shot, which, you know, by the time I decided to shoot, he turned. So, I mean, it is what it is. But let me get this stuff packed up. Hey, we appreciate y'all watching. Stay tuned. We'll catch you on next video.